This is for all law enforcement.
and people who works in security,
There is an amazing person,
who transition his career into finance.
and he made 11,000 in a month.
Just tell me a little bit about your background and how you involved in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in this business now for about a year and a half. And how I got involved was quite a funny story, actually. I started in the financial industry way back at TD. Started working at TD, started at the very bottom of the ladder, and my previous background was actually in law enforcement and security. So for the last decade, I was working in security and law enforcement and helping people in that regard, and meeting people where they're at and dealing with those challenges. And now I've translated that into the financial industry to be able to help people with their finances and help them with their new challenges that they might face on a daily, guiding them with the right finances, guiding them with the right tools in place to ensure that they can reach their financial success. So funny story of how I got into this business was I was actually a very happy client for about 3 years, and one of the top leaders at Vicus, which he invited me into this business, and for 3 years I actually said no to him. And so he kept following up with me. So one thing is, don't ever give up on your clients, or don't ever give up on people that you might feel that has great potential in this business. And so after another year, he followed up, and once again, I said no, and timing wasn't right for me. And the third year, which was in 2024, early 2024, we did a client review. I was very happy at the time. My investments were going really well, and I said, hey, you know what? Why not give it a chance? And so, here we are now, branching into the, privatized financial services industry and helping people with their finances, just making sure that people are treated right, given the right resources at the end of the day. As in our education system, there really isn't that. And even in the financial system, there's a huge gap when it comes to people's finances. So really, we're here to bridge the gap, and now being able to do this in this business full time has just allowed me to give me the financial freedom to do what I love and translate helping people in the security sense now to the financial. So been really blessed to have amazing mentors in this business, and yeah, it's been a blessing.
Oh, that's awesome. So at the beginning, when you just started a business, because usually people start as a part-time. So when you were part-time, like the first month or second month, how much did you make?
Yeah, so I was not very coachable in the beginning, I will say that. I had a very big ego coming into this, and I thought I knew a lot of finances because, one, I had worked in the bank, and I had a little bit of pride, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a humility that you had to really step aside. But once you start being coachable and leaning onto the mentors that you have in this business, I was making anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 part-time, working anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a week. And my biggest part-time month was actually $11,000.
$11,000. That's
$11,000, yeah, part-time. And so,
as a part-time,
which is unheard of. I mean, what kind of job are you going to be making $11,000 part-time? And so it really just gave me the confidence to do this full time. And once I hit my MD promotion, and I had I was making consistently $5,000, $6,000 at this point, and I said, you know what, why am I spending 40 hours a week into my full-time job, earning $3,000 at a city job, by the way, with a full benefits and pension and all that stuff? And I said, you know what, it wasn't worth it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on myself, and here we are in the industry. So
Yeah, that's great. So you told me that at the beginning you were not so coachable. So what was the most important obstacle or challenge that you have at the beginning when you're like, okay, I'm going to go full time in this business?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest challenge for me, ultimately, one, not being coachable in the beginning, it really was a mindset of setting aside the ego, right? Setting aside, my lack of, coaching and things like that. I come from a very competitive background in sports and growing up. So I've always, had a mind of my own, I guess you could say, and was very independent. But the biggest mindset shift was really just, even though I didn't really believe in myself in doing this business, I had a lot of people around me that believed in me, and a lot of people that believed the potential that I had. And so if others were able to see my success and see the challenges, see the beliefs that they poured into me, I said, okay, well, with a lot of things going on right now and all the people around me, these people are so supportive. Why not give it my all? Why not give it a chance to put it in the success? And you know what I always like to say is, if you're gonna go and do something, go all in. Don't do half in and tippy toe and stand behind the door and just see if it's for you, see if it's not. If you're gonna do something, just go for it, right? So that's what I said to myself, and yeah, like I said, here we are now.
Like
So-
Matthew McConaughey says, don't half-ass it.
Exactly,
That's a
exactly.
good one.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good one, yeah.
For someone that's watching this, young guy, like they wants to do something in their life, what do you recommend to them to do?
Yeah, I mean, for this business is just so accessible with, you know, the level of mentorship that we have, the community that we are able to build here, especially, you know, in our team and within our environment, and the ability to be able to go for it, you know, just again, like Matthew McConaughey says, but ultimately with, you know, in a business, with any new business that you're not familiar with, or with new challenges that you've never dealt with before, it's going to be hard at first, but as you continue to build off of what you learn, build off of the mistakes, you're only going to get better.
That's right.
So that's something to look forward to. That's something to be very excited about. And, you know, fail forward and just keep going. You know, fail is first attempt in learning. I always like to say that because the first time you do something, if you get it right the first time, amazing. But for the people who actually fail the first time, they actually learn way better and way faster than the people who actually just win every single time. So that's something that to think about. You know, a lot of people are afraid of failure. A lot of people are scared to take that first step. Take a chance on yourself. You know, go after it. Get after this business, and you know, we have an amazing, you know, team of mentorship, and so take advantage of that and lean in.
Okay. Thank you so much, Luis.
course.
Thank you.